Have you ever hooked up your old childhood console to a shiny new 4K TV, excited to relive the memories, only to be disappointed? The image looks blurry, the colors seem wrong, and everything feels sluggish. You are not misremembering. The games did look better back then. Today, we are exploring the technical reasons why retro games struggle on modern displays. To understand the problem, we first need to look at the technology these games were built for: the cathode ray tube, or CRT. Game artists in the 80s and 90s relied on the unique characteristics of these monitors. The natural glow of the phosphors and the black scanlines between rows of pixels helped blend jagged edges together, creating the illusion of smooth curves and extra detail that does not actually exist in the raw pixel data. The biggest hurdle is resolution. A classic console might output a resolution of 240p, meaning 240 lines of vertical resolution. A modern 4K TV has over 2,000 lines. Your TV has to take that tiny, postage stamp-sized image and stretch it to fill a 50-inch screen. It has to invent millions of pixels that were never there in the first place, often guessing incorrectly. Then there is the shape of the screen. Old TVs were squarish, with an aspect ratio of 4:3. Modern TVs are rectangular, 16:9. If you do not adjust your settings, your TV will simply stretch the image to the sides to fill the panel. This distorts everything, making circles look like ovals and characters look short and wide. When your TV stretches that image, it uses a process called interpolation, often specifically bilinear filtering. It tries to smooth out the transition between pixels. For a movie, this is great, but for pixel art, it is a disaster. It smears the sharp edges of sprites, turning crisp pixel work into a muddy, blurry mess. Ideally, we want integer scaling, where one pixel simply becomes a perfect block of 4 or 9 pixels. Another major issue is invisible input lag. CRTs beam images to the glass screen at the speed of light instantly. Modern TVs are computers. They need time to process the signal, upscale the image, and apply color correction. This processing time creates a delay between you pressing jump and the character actually jumping. In fast games, this can make controls feel heavy and unresponsive. Later consoles like the PlayStation 2 often used interlaced video, or 480i. This sent half the image in one frame and the other half in the next. CRTs handled this naturally. But modern screens are progressive. They show the whole image at once. If the interlacing is bad, you get combing artifacts, which look like jagged horizontal lines whenever something moves on screen. So how do we fix it? The best hardware solution is a dedicated scaler, like the RetroTINK or OSSC. These devices take the old signal and multiply the lines perfectly before sending them to your TV. They bypass your TV's slow, blurry internal scaler, giving you a razor-sharp image with virtually zero lag. Avoid the cheap $10 converters. They usually make things worse. If you're playing on a computer or a modern console collection, look for scanline filters or CRT shaders in the settings. These use software to emulate the look of a CRT, adding fake scanlines and shadow masks. It might sound counterintuitive to degrade the picture, but for pixel art, this restores the texture and depth the artists originally intended. In summary, old games look worse because modern screens are too sharp, too wide, and too slow for the analog signals of the past. To get the best experience, always set your TV to 4:3 aspect ratio, turn on game mode to reduce lag, and consider investing in a proper upscaler or using high-quality shaders. Preserving the original look keeps these classics timeless.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.